I hope copyright don't come for me. Hey y'all, it's Deuce, and on this very special episode, I'm doing something a bit different. So this is going to be a review of all the superhero, okay, no, that's a lie, of a lot of the superheroes, a lot of the black superheroes we had this year in 2018, because I like to say in mainstream media, we had a good amount. In fact, there's actually a good amount that I missed, because I don't watch all of the Marvel shows, and I was unable to see some very important movies. Spider-Man and Aquaman. So there's gonna be some people missing on this list, but I got a nice list. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 people. And it's a nice 8. So I think we should start this list right. So first, before I begin, I want y'all to know that there's some spoilers. Spoilers. I'm nothing major, but I'm not really going to filter anything. So if anything pops up that you didn't want to hear, that's your fault. You should have clicked away and waited to watch the series or the movie. And like I said, there's only superheroes of the media that I've consumed. So if I haven't seen the movie or the show, they're not on this list. So with that being said, let's start off with the one that really started the year right. Yes, Black Panther. That was a great movie, but here we're only talking about the superhero, which is why Black Panther, he didn't get a rating y'all may think he's gonna get, because he has cool powers. He's a literal black king. And most importantly, he has an interesting backstory, because I should have said this. I didn't say it. Oh, well. So I'm rating superheroes on backstory, personality, and their powers. Okay, and I don't think it's a problem that he's the only Marvel lead superhero to not crack a joke. But he doesn't really have too much personality-wise. There's nothing really nothing that stands out personality-wise for him. There's a couple of other superheroes on this list that are like that, but that's not why he gets the rating he gets. He also, most of Black Panther wouldn't have happened if he just listened to Nakia. He needed Killmonger to tell him what Nakia's been telling him. You should have just ran around here and did a bunch of work that she was doing rather than being in that bubble or doing on the opposite end. Because that's what Killmonger wanted to do, but he was a bit more radical with that approach. But, you know, you didn't want to listen to Nakia. And she said at the end of the movie, too. So I was the only one that noticed this. And actually, a lot of people didn't, too. So with that being said, Black Panther, well, it was a great superhero movie. And it was a great icon for black people everywhere. He himself, T'Challa, gets an 8 out of 10. Yes, I know. I have my girls up there. And they're like, why didn't you talk about us, Deuce? Well, because y'all really ain't superheroes. There's nothing super about y'all. Y'all gonna talk about how they have vibranium weapons and stuff, but with that logic, everyone in Wakanda is a superhero? And that's what we're not going to do. Even though I do love my girls, they're not gonna be on this list. So if you're wondering why, that's why.
Sent you a car?
Yeah.
It was nice.
I love Thunder so much. She has great powers. They're pretty symbolic powers too. Because, you know, she's Thunder. So she causes all the damage and stuff. And that's also why she breathes in, because she's supposed to make a sound. It would make a bit more sense if she had like sound powers, but she sort of does, because she do thunderclaps too. But yeah, I'm about to do like a little, another clip of her powers. But before that, I just want to show another clip, because she's a super activist, okay? Any of your faves do this to Confederate statues? Yeah, I didn't think so. That's why she's my fave. And she's also a great representation for all the black lesbians out here. I don't know if Nafisa Williams, the actress, I don't know if she's actually lesbian in real life, but she doesn't portray lesbians in a bad light in this show. So she gets points for that as well. And another thing she gets points for is her great synergy with her father. I mean, at first they were about to fight each other, but now they do great scenes like this. And all of those reasons is why Thunder gets an immaculate score of a 10 out of 10. The final one of the trio, Lightning, by my homegirl China McClay from Ant Farm. She really brings a lot of talent to the table. That's just me wondering if people are coming, because I don't like when people are coming in my room when I record. But she has a great personality, and I love her powers, but she only uses her powers in season 2. Because she gets them in season 1, but she's afraid to use them. She only really uses them when she follows Khalil and leaves her family. I mean, I guess she does like him, but Khalil, she's really about to lose her. She almost lost her life for him, and I don't think it was worth it. I don't think it would have been worth it. Because now him and her are on the run from Tobias. It's not gonna go well. It's not, especially once Tobias figures out that is Black Lightning's daughter. Because, well, no, Black Lightning, it's Jefferson Pierce's daughter. And he's like, oh, yep, that's Jefferson Pierce's Black Lightning. Like, you're ruining it, girl. But yeah, for those reasons, for her rash thinking, but again, for her personality and her really flashy powers, she gets a nice score of an 8 out of 10.
Luck is not a superpower. We are so fucked.
No, we will certainly not fucked.
Seriously, I don't get it. What, you shoot luck lasers out of your eyes? It's hard to picture, and certainly not very cinematic. I mean, luck? I mean, what?
Yes, Little Miss Luck, Domino, is on the scene. Y'all may have probably forgot that she was a thing, because a lot of people like Deadpool 2, but I don't know if people, remember, because Zazie Beetz was in there. But yeah, Domino is there. And technically she doesn't count because the real Domino is a white woman, but Green Lantern will always be black to me, and so will Domino. So she has really cool powers, so you can see with that scene, and she can really fight. That's really it. Since this is Deadpool 2 and not Domino 2, we don't really get to know much about her backstory. And like I said, for T'Challa, she doesn't really have anything, for like a personality trait that really sticks out. So for those reasons, she gets a really mediocre score of a 6 out of 10. Cloak. Yes. Did y'all see Cloak and Dagger? I sure did. Cloak and Dagger is a fantastic show. And Cloak's story, his backstory, is interesting because I'm, as a person who's really, I don't want to say woke, I guess conscious is a good word, but a black person who's conscious and an activist. I know all the stories about police brutality, so I was really like, oh, this is tired. But this story they did with Cloak is very interesting, but a nice twist to it, because not only does he get revenge, but he gets revenge by, what's it called? Using his brother's cloak, the brother that died, his cloak to do something. It wasn't really clear what happened. He got sucked into the cloak. I don't know if he died. I don't know if he's in some void. I don't know, but he got his revenge. And also what was interesting is that he had great grit to keep on the person's trail. Like, he didn't forget who that person was. He kept going through files like, you're the person. And the police station is covering up that you killed my brother. And like, that's some really good spy work. I really admire that. But Cloak does not get a high score. He gets a pretty average score. Oh, I ruined it. Oh well, but yeah, because he's super whiny. Cloak, you are a very privileged person. you're black, but you're still very privileged, and you complain a lot, like a lot for no, and you always have a bitter attitude for what? For what? Oh my gosh. So for those reasons, again, he does have some very unique powers. Not too many people have fear manipulation. And the teleportation that he has and whatever else is going on in that void of his cloak. So because of those reasons, Cloak gets a mediocre score of a 7 out of 10. Everyone's favorite animated black superhero, besides maybe Static Shock, Frozone. Yes, everyone loves Frozone. I like Frozone. Where's my super suit? It's pretty funny in the movie. Even just like Domino, he wasn't the main main attraction for not Cloak and Dagger, for The Incredibles 2. But he did have a bigger role, and he did have a bit more of a personality, and he's been more connected to them. He's the Parr family's uncle. And when I saw a review, I think it was Nando V Movies, he said something that I didn't notice. With his ice powers, he could technically take on the entire Parr family. Because as we saw, Elastigirl can't stretch when it's too cold. And common sense, Dash can't run when there's ice. Violet can go invisible, but with his ice powers, he can use snow, and then she'll be seen. And she's the only one with ranged attacks, and, well, let's be honest, she's probably not as strong as Frozone. So Mr. Fantastic's the only one that can challenge him, but again, with the ranged attacks, he doesn't have to get close with the strong Mr. Fantastic. He's pretty fast, too. He's the only one with real mobility. Like, he can fly around with his ice, so he can really do some damage. So, with that being said, Frozone gets a nice 8 out of 10, you know?
We get a snack for this.
Really, guys?
You gotta know we tried, man.
I ain't no joke.
And finally, Luke Cage. Luke Cage, you know, this season was way better than season 1 because it had a consistent villain. Well, sort of consistent villain. What I say consistent is, you know, this ain't about the show. This is about himself. And he has really cool powers, and Mike Coulter should really play as John Henry for that John Henry movie that's about to come out. I heard Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I'm like, no, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, first of all, is Canadian. I need an American to play this role, and he's too light-skinned for this. John Henry was a slave. You think he was a slave, a field slave? No, he's way too light-skinned for that. So yeah, Mike Coulter, hop on that. But anyway, Luke Cage, I really think it's super symbolic that he's a bulletproof black man. Thunder's bulletproof as well, but he did it first, which is more important in my opinion. But Thunder's also fine. So, but you know, this ain't about that. This ain't about her. This ain't about her. But yeah, Luke Cage, he has a couple of personality traits. There's not too much that are striking. He's a low-key attention whore. Low-key. And he's sort of sadistic. He really likes dealing pain a little too much. You don't have to exert that much force. That's what Claire told you. And you did too much, and you even made her feel unsafe punching that wall. That's why she left you. And Claire's never back in the MCU because, you know, your show, Daredevil, and Iron Fist is gone. So we only have Jessica Jones. And she wasn't even in Jessica Jones. So yeah, Claire's gone. So good job. Good job. So, because of those reasons, I have to say that Luke Cage gets a mediocre score of a 7 out of 10. Okay, guys, and that's my list. Thank y'all so much for watching. Tell me who you think. If I got the score wrong, I mean, I don't really care, but we can talk about superheroes. I'm okay with that. And if you, if y'all watch the same shows too, and all the people that I missed, because I know I missed a good amount, like my man's Miles Morales. I just need time to mourn. But yeah, Tell me what all the people I missed and what scores you give them. And thank y'all so much for watching. And I will see y'all whenever. And when I mean whenever, I mean y'all.
Gotta stay here, never say you finished. What you gonna do in the next 2 minutes? What you gonna do in the next 2 minutes?
Okay, adios, y'all.